In the Musée des Beaux Arts in Brussels, there is a painting. Brueghel painted it in 1560. A farmer plowing a field, a shepherd watching his flock, a ship sailing out of a harbor. Ordinary afternoon, ordinary life. And in the bottom right corner, barely visible, almost out of frame, a pair of legs disappearing into the water. Icarus, already falling, already almost gone. The farmer keeps plowing. The shepherd keeps watching. The ship adjusts its sails. Nobody notices. W.H. Auden wrote one line about that painting that stayed. About suffering, they were never wrong, the old masters. Daedalus was the finest craftsman in Greece. He built the labyrinth for King Minos, a structure so perfectly enclosed that even its architect admitted he would struggle to leave it, which became the problem when Minos imprisoned him inside it. Him and his son. Icarus grew up there. Stone corridors, walls in every direction, the specific quality of light that comes through gaps rather than open sky. He had never seen the sea from the shore, never walked a road, never looked up and found nothing above him, only ceilings. His whole life, only ceilings. Daedalus spent months watching birds through the gaps in the walls, collecting fallen feathers, layering them, binding them with wax from the candles they were given for light. He built 2 pairs of wings, tested his own first. They worked. He called his son, fitted the wings carefully at the shoulders, made sure the wax had set. Then he said, and every version of the myth agrees on this part, he said, don't fly too low. The sea spray will wet the feathers and they'll fail. Don't fly too high. The sun will melt the wax and they'll fail. Fly in the middle. Follow me, stay close. Icarus listened, nodded, understood. They stepped out into the air. Imagine what that felt like. Not philosophically, physically. A young man who had grown up inside stone, stepping into open sky for the first time. The space, the sea below, the sun above. Nothing between him and either of them. His father ahead, flying carefully, checking back. And Icarus felt the wings working, felt the air holding him, felt the world opening in every direction with no wall to stop it. He had spent his whole life with a ceiling above him, and now there wasn't one. His father was calling back, or stay close, not too high, follow me. Icarus heard him. The middle felt like a different kind of ceiling, so he went up, not because he forgot the warning, not because he was careless, because he'd been given something extraordinary and the instruction was to use it ordinarily. The sun was there. He could feel the warmth of it on his face and his hands and the feathers. The labyrinth below him, the walls that had been his entire world, suddenly just a small shape on a small island in an enormous sea. He saw all of it from up there. For one moment, he saw all of it. Then the wax began to go. Not all at once. One feather, then another. The wings failed the way things fail when placed in conditions they weren't built for. Gradually, then completely. His father turned and saw it happening and could not reach him. He fell. The farmer kept plowing. The shepherd kept watching his flock. The ship adjusted its sails for the wind. A boy fell out of the sky and the world noticed nothing. Daedalus landed, searched the water, found the feathers floating on the surface. He named the sea after his son, the Icarus Sea. It's still called that. You can find it on a map. The story is usually told as a warning. Don't reach too high. Know your limits. Stay in the middle. But Icarus wasn't trying to reach the sun. He was trying to feel what it was like to have no ceiling for the first time, after a life spent inside walls. And Daedalus, who built wings he knew the sun would eventually destroy, handed them to a boy who had never seen open sky and told him to be careful with them. The wax was always going to go. The only question was when. The painting in Brussels. The farmer. The shepherd. The ship. The legs in the corner. Almost out of frame. Already gone. Brueghel didn't put Icarus at the center. He put him at the edge. Because that's where people who reach for something end up in other people's ordinary days. Notice briefly. Then not. The Icarus Sea is still there. Cold and deep. The wax dissolved long ago. The wings are gone. But the name stayed. Because the sea needed to be called something. And Daedalus needed somewhere to put what he couldn't carry. Subscribe if you want to go deeper into the stories history couldn't let go of, because the next one also reached for something, and the reaching is still the most human thing about them.